Hey guys, this is Al, and I wanted to say hello and start a little video blog about my music and talk about what I think about music, why I write the songs that I do, and kind of the stories behind them. And so for this first video, I'm going to talk about my song Ready or Not. And it just got released, and you can find it on almauro.com. You can find it on Reverb Nation, and pretty soon it'll be on iTunes and other places. So check it out. Hope you enjoy it. And for this particular song, basically, I wanted to write something that was really different from what anything I've ever done before, which is basically just play, pretty much. A lot of my recordings, I try to meticulously pick apart, and sometimes my songs in the past have been a bit slightly overproduced, kind of more in that commercial kind of realm to where it's like, okay, this is something you're going to see on the radio. So therefore, it's going to last 3 minutes. It's going to be commercially acceptable to everyone of that genre and will have no balls to it whatsoever. It'll just kind of be fluff. And I'll be damned if I'm going to create music like that, not on a full-time basis. You know, people that make movies like I also do, it's kind of like you make some movies for the public and then you make some for yourself. Well, with music, I'm kind of in the realm of making it for myself all the time and then seeing who kind of feels the same about it. Because music to me is something very, very deep, it's very passionate, and it reveals something that sometimes movies and other art forms kind of throw in so many different interpretations and someone's visual. But when you hear something and you hear a song, you get to sit back, close your eyes, and go on your own journey with it. And I think that with music, it touches a place that no one else can get to. And so for this next album that I'm currently working on, I am really taking a bare bones approach to things. I'm stripping things down and kind of taking the commercial out of it. Now, it's not to say that it's not going to be accepted by a mainstream audience. You know, if that happens, that's great. But it's not my goal. It's more my goal to present early rock and roll to a modern audience. There are people out there who have no clue who the Beatles are. Do you understand that? There's people out there who have no clue who Buddy Holly is. There's people out there who have no clue what Aerosmith is. I crossed somebody the other day who thought Aerosmith was a sort of upgraded version of a locksmith. That's right. They thought that Aerosmith was a keymaker. So, I'm going to kind of set the record straight a little bit. I kind of, if you know, I want to make music that just doesn't mimic the past. I want to bring it into the future. I want to show that what these guys did isn't just stuck with people in the past. That there was a future there. That these were innovators. These were visionaries that saw something that would enlighten everybody in the future, and not just fade off. So, after encountering lots of people that had no clue about these other artists, I decided to go ahead and make an album that would point in that direction. Now, I'm not going to do a bunch of covers. Anybody that's seen me live will know that I pay homage to a lot of my heroes. And, you know, I think that's awesome. I'm not a cover artist. It's not what I do. But I will always pay homage to where what I love came from. And I think that's very, very important. And so as a songwriter, I started writing songs in that vein of, you know what? Life is short. Let's rock out. Let's just do it. Just forget about all the drama, all the nonsense, and all the bickering, and let's just enjoy life. And let's have a conversation. Okay? And so that's what kind of my music is about right now, to where I wanted to have a conversation. It doesn't have to be super complex. In fact, the song Ready or Not, I can't speak. Ready or Not, well, basically with that one was just a really profound, powerful jam session in a recording studio. Uh, with the three of us just letting it go. When have you ever just done that? And said, you know what? That's good enough. You ever just do something that is all you, and then you go back at it, and then you nitpick it so hard apart to make sure that every note is perfect, that every mix is perfect, that everything has got to be perfect, perfect, perfect all the time? Doesn't that get to be a bit much every once in a while? Because sometimes reverb covers up your performance. Sometimes mixing something too much, and hey, if I'm playing and I want to speed up that song, well, guess what? You have the rule of you need to stay on your timer. I do it all the time in studios. You usually play to a click track. You usually play to something that keeps you on step. It's called sitting on ready. Okay, and any studio musician who's the top of their game, they know what that is, and they keep things nice and orchestrated. But you have those times to where when you're with a group of guys or you're with a group of musicians who just every once in a while just want to close their eyes and just play. That is, and every once in a while you might catch a gem in that. You might catch something that is beautiful and you may not even know it. So I know a lot of artists in the past, they've gotten really ridiculed for this, Paul McCartney being one of them, to where this guy would set up and just play. I mean, the first thing that would come into his head, and he just record it all himself, play all the instruments, and just let it all go. And for a while, people really ridiculed him that he wasn't a musician, that he was out of tune, or he was off track, and all this and that, whatever. The guy's a genius. Now, I ain't claiming to be any genius or any of the guys that I play with to be geniuses, but all I'll say is it's an art form that gets sorely missed. When you get into a world today that is so hell-bent on perfection and that everything has to be perfect, that spontaneity and that spontaneousness gets left out in the dirt. And so Ready or Not and the whole album that I want to start working on and release it to vinyl will be like that. It's going to be a hands down, just forget the rules and just play with your heart out. Just do it and just enjoy what you're doing. And if people like it, well, then they're going to dance to it. They're going to feel amazing. They're not going to care about any of the techniques and imperfections or anything. They're just going to see that these guys are playing their hearts out. And you know what? I want to see more of that. And so what I'm going to try to do from now on, you guys have seen me release a lot of music every now and then, and I personally enjoyed every bit of those processes, and those pieces of music are a part of me, very much so. But the new Al and the new perspective I want to take on right now, I want to rip those chains off and take this to a whole new place. So I invite you to join me on the journey of that. But Ready or Not is basically a love song, if you can call it a love song. But I wanted to create the most raucous, Rolling Stones, just stuff you don't hear, and write some original, some original material that would reflect that. And so I truly hope you enjoy it. Once again, it's on almauro.com, Reverb Nation, and different places, especially Facebook. And I want to thank all my listeners and everyone who follows me. So many blessings. God bless.